Hello, hello. Welcome to your mat today. Today we're going to do things a little bit slower, a little bit more traditional. I am using a sequence, actually one of the first sequences that I created way back when I started as a yoga teacher. And it is kind of a twist focused sequence. It's not as much flow based, but of course, we will always move around and have some fun. So, let's think of an intention for this class. What is twisting? Twisting is about balance. Twisting is about accessing right side and left side and really either cultivating energy or down regulating. And so twisting practices are really great anytime. Really, essentially, they're really great anytime. If you're feeling really kind of bummed out and low energy, a twisting practice can help you cultivate energy. Also, if you're working and you're at a desk and you're feeling low energy, just even twisting in your chair can help kind of bring you back into neutral. And the opposite applies too. If you're feeling like super strung out and hyper and like you need to down regulate, twisting practices can really help bring you back into that more calmer state. So, with that, we're going to pay attention to how we feel. We are going to move our bodies in ways that are fun and creative and a bit traditional. And we are going to notice how we're cultivating our energy. This can even happen with your mindset. So as you're going through class today, just notice what's happening in your mind. Can you bring it back to neutral, right? It's not about stop thinking, but let's bring things back to neutral. So no overcharge, no undercharge of thoughts, feelings, emotions, behaviors, regular charge. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so you're going to start in a seated position. So I'm going to face you, but you could face the top of your mat. Your legs can be crossed. You can have your hands on your knees. Maybe turn your palms up. What does it even mean to be neutral? So even as you're sitting here in this shape, kind of notice if there's areas of resistance. Notice if you're clenching anywhere. Yeah, what happens when you clench something? The thing that you're clenching naturally wants to resist. Yeah, so try to soften and just be here. Just be here. Just close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. And then easy twist. So you can blink your eyes open. Easy twist in one direction. So one hand on the opposite knee, another hand behind you. You can tuck your chin. You could let your ear fall towards the back shoulder. Yeah, so one is kind of pointing to the front and one is to the back. You can turn your face to look towards the back. Just a nice easy twist to start off. And then back to center, opposite side. And so you're lifting your heart up as you breathe in and exhaling to deepen, trying to draw your shoulders away from your ears. And then maybe you will let your head kind of fall to the side, or you'll turn your head. It's really up to your preference. We're just starting, so it doesn't have to be intense here. And then you'll come back to center. Take another deep breath in and rock yourself forward to hands and knees. So you're going to come to a tabletop position. Knees are under hips. Index finger parallel to the long edge of your mat. Really press the ground away. And then lower the belly down. Tuck your toes. Pull your heart forward. And then as you exhale, start at the tailbone, round the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, lower the belly down, pull the heart forward. So the hands are pulling towards your knees. Exhale. Hands away from knees. One more time. Inhale, lower. And exhale, cat. Inhale to neutral. We're going to thread the needle. So you're going to sweep the right arm up. And then just thread it through. So kind of midway between your knee and your wrist, back of the shoulder to the center of the mat. Notice where your hips are. Try to keep your hips nice and square. So I always use my hands to try and get an idea of where my body is. And then that left hand can come back down in front of your face, or you can reach it in front of you. We're going to take 3 breaths here. I have my toes tucked, but once you've accessed the shape, you can flatten your feet. Sometimes that helps lift the tailbone up a little bit more. And then the left hand comes in front of your face, and you're sweeping the right arm all the way up, and then back to neutral. Okay, tuck your toes. Inhale, sweep left arm up, and then thread the needle opposite side. Yeah. You want to always just kind of do what's right for your body. And I really like to consider that the shape is going to be different every time I do it. It's going to be a little bit different depending on what my body needs. I'm flattening my feet now. One more breath. Oh, nice release. Right hand in front of your face. Left arm sweeps up. Inhale. And then back to neutral. Bring your palms forward a little bit. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees and hips back to downward facing dog. And if you need to widen your stance a little bit, go ahead. Let this be fluid. Bend one knee and then the other knee. Maybe you just move your hips from side to side a little bit. And then ripple yourself forward to plank. Nice and strong here. Big breath in. Slow breath out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale to toes, bend your knees, come back to tabletop. Pivot on your left knee, sweep the right arm and leg up to balancing half moon. So have a look, notice where your ankle is. Everything should be in line here. You can sweep your arm overhead, up. You could even reach back for that foot and add a little bit of a back bend. So this is not a flow class, so we're going to go straight to the other side. So you're going to open, inhale, and then exhale, release. So you're pivoting on the right knee now. Extend the left leg up, press your hips forward. Notice your alignment, left arm overhead. Big breath in here. Maybe you grab the foot. Nice stretch, maybe a little bit of a back bend. Big inhale, and then release. Come back to neutral. Tuck your toes, knees and hips back, downward facing dog. Look forward, bend your knees, and just walk to the top of the mat. And then take a ragdoll when you get there. So soft bend in the knees, grab opposite elbows, and just hang out here. You can sway side to side. Release your hands to the floor and slowly roll yourself up. I'm going to turn to face you, but you keep facing the front of your mat. Sweep your arms up overhead. Grab your left wrist. Nice lateral bend here. Keeping everything aligned, shoulders away from ears. Lift your chin away from your chest. Inhale, back up, switch sides, exhale. So really kind of try and find what's right for you. Push into that right heel. Inhale to come up and swan dive forward. Exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot back, low lunge. Sweep your arms up and then sink Just let yourself kind of sink into the shape. Yeah, maybe the back of the heart lifts up. Feel full opening the whole front line of the body. Big inhale, and then exhale. Hands come down and step back, downward dog. Inhale to step forward with the right foot. Back knee comes down, arms come up, and then sink into the lunge. So just kind of let yourself be a little bit soft here. It's nice to sigh, especially after a long day. Big inhale, and then hands come to the mat and you're stepping forward. Forward fold. Half lift, fold. We're going to do that 2 more times. Reverse swan dive. But 1 breath, 1 movement. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Lead with the left foot back, knee down. Inhale up. And exhale, downward dog. Left foot lifts up. And then step it forward. Bring the right knee down. Inhale to rise. And exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Right away, you're going to forward fold. Half lift on the inhale. Exhale, right foot back, knee down. Inhale to rise. And exhale to down dog. Right foot sweeps up. And then step it forward. Back knee down. Inhale, lift up and sink the hips. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Come up to stand, take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart and sit back into your chair. So you can have your feet hip distance apart, or you can have your toes together, knees together, because we are going to twist here. So knees together, pulling the tailbone back and down. Hands at your heart. Take a deep breath and lift your heart up. And then exhale, twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Right, so you're in this twisted shape. I like to make a fist when I'm twisting and really think of pulling the heart up, shoulder blades together. Think of lengthening the left side. 1 more breath. Mosquitoes are coming to visit. Knees parallel. Come to center and right away opposite side. So right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Notice your knees. Keep pulling both hips back. Drop your hips, lift your heart. Lengthen that right side. 1 more breath. And then come to chair pose and forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. It's always nice to add a little bit of movement here. Take an inhale to toes, bend your knees, look forward, walk or hop to the top of your mat and fold when you get there. Half lift on the inhale, outer shoulders, pull up and back, and exhale to fold. Find chair pose, inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, right foot back, warrior 1. Come up, hands on your hips. Square your hips to the top of the mat. Lift your arms up. So when you're lifting your arms up, make sure that you're externally rotating your shoulders. So your hands, like your pinkies, are coming towards each other. And we're going to try and come from here to balancing half moon. So bring your arms down, right hand on your hip, left arm, sweep it forward, bring all your weight forward and try to balance on that left foot. Try to lift that right foot up, press the heel away from you, try to stack your right hip over your left. Just worry about your hips, not so much about your arms. Once your hips are stacked, if you want to start to stack your shoulders. Yes, go right ahead. And then maybe that right arm is going to lift up, and those fingertips are going to pull apart. Everything is pressing apart. And now find chair pose. Inhale, rise up at a back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale to chair. Here you are. Beautiful. One breath here. Forward fold, exhale. Half lift, inhale. Left foot, step it back, warrior one. Come up to rise. Square your hips. Pull your lower belly in. Yeah. Square your shoulders over your hips. Arms come up. Pinkies turn in towards each other. Big breath in here. Maybe you add a back bend. Maybe you look up. Yes. So we were talking about neutral. Can you find neutral here? What is neutral? Release judgment. Release the things that you don't need right now, like clenching your jaw or tension in your forehead. Think of really offering up. Look up, open your fingers up, and then bring your hands down. Left hand on your hip, right hand sweeps forward. Transfer your weight to your right foot. Flex your left foot and start to stack your hips. Maybe the right hand comes down towards the floor. You're trying to do this without a block. Yeah? Awesome. Maybe you open up both arms, press everything away, and then chair pose. Exhale. Inhale, rise up, back bend, and exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, downward dog. Sweep the right foot up, stack right hip over left. Square your shoulders. Nice opening in the side body. It's important to have open side body when you're twisting. Beautiful. Big breath in. And then take that right foot all the way to runner's lunge. Now step the back foot up so you're coming to pyramid, and then just stand up. Bring your hands to your hips. Take the back heel and just make sure it's in a little bit on an angle. And then fold yourself forward so you're coming to flat back. Mosquitoes are really liking me tonight. This is a Zen practice, I think, for me. How do I find neutral with the mosquitoes? All right, reach your heart forward. Bring the left hand to your shin. Again, reach your heart forward. Pull that right hip back and sweep the right arm up any amount. Or you can have your right hand on your sacrum and pull your shoulder blades together and try to lift that right shoulder up. You can look up, you can look down, but try to pull your heart forward and really use your left hand to help you twist. Push into the left heel, shoulder blades together, one more breath, and then release. Hands to the floor, bend the front knee, and then find your way to downward dog. Back you go. Nice. Okay, left foot sweeps up. Stack left hip over right, bend the knee. Just let that foot dangle. Really practice stacking your hips here, squaring your shoulders, pushing into all 3 points of contact to the mat. Open, open, open. And now step it forward, runner's lunge, pyramid with the heel in a little bit, and up you come. So more traditional pyramid shape. Yeah, your feet are like hip distance. They're on cross-country skis. And you're angling your toes out a little bit just to help you twist. And then hands on your hips, pull your shoulder blades together, lift your heart up, pull your lower ribs in, and start to make your way to flat back. Left hand on your sacrum, right hand on your shin. Pull your heart forward. Press your hand into your shin a lot so you can really lift your heart, and then start to twist. Pull that left hip back. Try to draw your shoulder blades together. Try to reach that left shoulder up. and your heart forward and your gaze wherever feels best. I mean, looking up kind of finishes the twist, but if that's too much and it's hard for your balance, then look down. No problemo. One more big breath in and then release. This time you're going to step all the way forward. Forward fold. Nice. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Come up to stand. Big breath in. And exhale, forward fold. You know, you can take a pause of the video at any time to grab some water. Okay, we're going to come to standing eagle. So, eagle, no, pigeon. Transfer your weight to your right foot. You can still be facing the front of your mat, but you're going to cross the left ankle over your right knee and just start here, kind of try to get really tall, and then bend into that right knee and send your hips back. So you can flex this left foot, right? So you're sending your hips back, lift your heart up. Think of your chair pose. And then you can stay here. You can bring your hands to your heart. You can have one hand on your knee, one hand on your foot. That kind of helps. You can add a little bit of pressure here. You can also sink deeper. So you can bring the elbows to the shins. You can bring the hands to the floor. Maybe fingertips, maybe full palms. But we're not going to come to the full arm balance. So maybe it's just the fingertips today. And then if you have your fingertips on the floor, bring your hands back to prayer. Start to lift your heart up. Stand all the way up. Grab the knee. Bring it into your chest. And then place your foot down. Shake out the right foot. Okay, let's do the other side. All right, so you're finding stability with the left foot. You're spreading your toes. You're really pushing down here. Hands on your hips. Cross your ankle over. Notice what happens with your hips. You were trying to keep everything parallel. So if the knee has to come forward quite a bit, that's okay. See what you can do. And then maybe you just come back a little bit. If you need a wall here, use a wall. Yeah, but you're trying to find this kind of chair pose with a pigeon figure 4 leg. Right, again, you could have one hand on your knee, one hand on your foot. This side for me is a lot tighter. So maybe I'll stay here today. I'm swatting the mosquitoes and it's making me lose my balance. That is not neutral. Okay, let's try that again. You stay where you are. You probably don't have mosquitoes where you are. I'm always amazed at how these little tiny bugs can have such an impact on a huge creature. Yeah? All right, one more breath. And then release, bring the knee forward and find mountain pose at the top of your mat. Big inhale and slow exhale. One more time, big inhale and slow exhale. All right, we're going to do another standing twist. So again, you can be facing the front of your mat. I'm going to face you a little bit diagonally. So start by holding on to your left knee. So you're strong in your standing leg. So you're not locked here. It's important to build strength and stability. You need to have kind of a little micro bend in your joints. So you can stay here. We're going to come to twist. So you can stay here and kind of just keep your right hand on your left knee, or you can reach for the big toe with your right hand to your left big toe and start to kick your foot forward and then try to get long. Yeah. Shoulders down, heart lifts up. Find your drishti. Maybe the left hand sweeps back. Remember those lower ribs pull in. Big breath in. Maybe you change your gaze. That's definitely going to affect your balance. We'll take 2 more breaths. And then release. Knee into chest, foot down. Okay, other side. Yeah, so start by lifting the right knee up. Kind of find your balance. Square your hips. Lift your chest up. Right? So you can do this keeping knee to hand and even keeping your right hand on your hips. And just kind of practice bringing your left ribs open to the right side. Or you can grab your big toe any way you want to, really, and kick your foot forward any amount. It could stay bent, or maybe you can lengthen it. And then you're lifting the chest up and drawing the shoulders down. Think of a really proud dancer. And then start to twist. Yeah, maybe the right arm is going to sweep back. Big breath in. 2 more times. Lower ribs are tucking in. Core is engaged. Whew, sometimes the smallest movements can really throw you off. Keep your twist. 1 more breath. And then release knee into chest and foot down to the top of the mat. Sweep your arms up overhead. Big breath in. And then exhale. Forward fold. Take a ragdoll. Nice. Lift yourself up to a half lift. Maybe the arms sweep forward, and then they sweep back, and then they sweep forward, and then they sweep back, and then they sweep forward, and they sweep to the mat, and you take a downward dog. Come forward to plank and lower yourself down. Find a back bend of your choice. And make your way to child's pose. Toes together, knees wide, hips back, head down. Press yourself up to tabletop. Find downward dog. And take your knee forward for pigeon. So right knee outside of right wrist. So you want the knee to be past the hip a little bit. If there's a lot of space here, use a block. Check the left foot and leg and make sure it's coming right out of your left hip. You can keep the toe tucked. You can flatten the foot. You can stay upright. We're actually going to twist here. So think of your thread the needle. This might not be in your practice tonight. That's okay. But even if it's not, we're going to thread the needle with the left arm to the right. Now, if that's not your jam, right, coming all the way down like this is a challenge for you, then what I'd like you to do is think of just lengthening your left side body. So just kind of twist your body to the right. Think of when you're in child's pose and you do a lateral bend. So you're going to do a lateral bend in pigeon. Some of you might be able to bring your shoulder down. And then your right hand is going to sweep around. Maybe you can even find your foot. I guess you could even grab your back foot. That is not traditional. But we're just going to do this kind of pigeon with a twist. I'm going to take 3 more breaths here. And then the right hand's going to come down and you're going to sweep yourself up. You're going to sit on your right hip. So if you have a block there, remove it. Transfer all your weight to your right hip and then take your left foot all the way around and plant it on the ground. The bottom leg can stay tucked. You could even sit on your right heel, or you can extend the leg and then come and sit like this, right? Or you keep the leg tucked and we'll just twist here. So you're wrapping, I'm going to face you, this might be easier. You're wrapping the right arm around the left knee and think of drawing your left knee towards your right armpit and your right ribs towards your inner left thigh, left hand behind you. And, you know, whatever you want with your neck. You can look behind. Think of the spine. You're twisting the whole spine if you do that. But if you wanted to try opening your neck in different ways, you can let the ear come down. You can bring your chin to chest. You can look in the opposite direction. Whatever works for you. One more breath. And then come to center, and you're just going to uncross your legs and make your way back to downward facing dog. If you want to add a scorpion on that right side, one big breath here, and then bring the left knee forward for pigeon on the opposite side. There you go. So you're doing all these micro adjustments. You're checking your alignment. Find your back bend first. So let's take 2 breaths here. And then you can thread the needle if you'd like, or do this kind of lateral bend. So right arm is coming off to the left side. Your head can rest on something. Your left hand can come to your sacrum. It can wrap around. Maybe you can find your foot. And you're just trying to lift that left shoulder up. We're going to take a few breaths here. Try to soften your face, soften your shoulders, soften your right leg. And then you're going to bring the right hand down. You're going to press yourself back up to pigeon. Sit on your left butt cheek. Sweep your right foot all the way around and come to seated. Make sure that right side of your bum is on something. And then the left hand's going to sweep around. You're drawing the left knee towards your right knee towards your left armpit and adding your twist. Yeah. Another good thing about twists is that they're considered to be detoxifying. So why is that? Well, if you look, your torso is kind of being wrung out, and all those internal organs are being shifted. And some of them are compressing and then releasing and compressing and releasing. And that is considered to be detoxifying, which can also be a way of bringing you back into neutral. If you have a lot of toxicity in the body, you're not going to feel great. So get rid of them in any way you can, maybe with a twisting practice or other methods. And then release. You're uncrossing your legs and you're finding tabletop and downward dog. Left leg is sweeping up for easy scorpion, just anything that feels good here. And then you're going to make your way to seated. So bring your left knee down, your right knee, cross your shins, and then sit back behind your shins. So we're going to do another seated twist. Easy twist here. Open, open. Extend your legs and make your way onto your back for bridge pose. So you're coming back into bridge pose. Yes. See if you can reach down and touch your heels. Outer shoulders are going to press down. Make robot arms. So think of really pushing your outer shoulders down and your elbows down. And then notice how your chest wants to pop up naturally when you do that. Pull your tailbone to your calf. So pull your lower back down and lift your bum off the floor. And then press yourself up to bridge pose. Nose is pointing up to the ceiling or the sky. And then maybe you interlace your fingers underneath you, roll your shoulder blades together a little bit more, pull your tailbone towards your calves, push your feet down into the mat, push into your heels a lot. Think of taking your knees towards your toes as you press up and lengthen your lower back. One more deep breath in, and then you'll slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time. Draw the knees into your chest and just let them fall to the right for an easy twist. And your arms can be out in a T. Here's Penny coming to visit us again. I wish Penny was a mosquito hunter. That's not her style, I guess. Another deep breath in. Nose comes up to neutral, and you're going to roll onto your back. Center your hips. Draw your knees into your chest. Excuse me, Penny. And then knees fall to the left. Right arm out to the side. It can be in a T. It can be in a more Y shape. And then again, trying to soften. We're coming to the end of the practice. So feel your right shoulder get very heavy. One more deep breath in. Nose comes up to neutral. Knees up to neutral. Feet to the floor. Bring your hips in line with your shoulders. Draw your knees into your chest and then press your feet up. And you can keep your hands on your thighs here and actually rest your thighs into your hands. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back and push your lower ribs into the mat. So you feel the core ignite. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Lower your knees down and lower your feet down into your final resting pose, which I am going to invite you to just stop the video here and take your Shavasana for 10 breaths at least. But for me, I can feel my cortisol levels coming up thanks to the bugs. And so I am going to say goodnight to you right now. But please stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like, at least 10 breaths. Thank you so much for showing up today. I leave you in light and I leave you in love. Namaste.